Hello, Deborah. Thank you for contacting me for this reading. I do hope that you'll enjoy it and that I'll be able to answer your questions. I think you're very spiritual, so I know you'll understand that not everything I say is set in stone. And although I'll try to give some timescales, you will understand more than anyone that things can manifest earlier or later than I say. But you're a very interesting person. You have a very spiritual energy in your numbers, the way that you have chosen them. And I think that actually yours is the path of regeneration and transformation. In a way, you have to learn to let go of certain things. It's not always been easy for you. I don't think the path has been easy in any way. But what you're doing now is releasing and eliminating anything that's no longer meaningful for you. And I think that you're going to reach higher levels of attainment. You are very much in touch with the universe because you're seeking the things that are deep, real, spiritual, and long-lasting. And I think that you are here to help other people and to help them come to terms with certain things and to find their spiritual path. Now, you said the area that you're most interested in your life is focusing on your twin flame soulmate relationship, and you've put in brackets S, relationships, your life purpose, and you've asked if your chart indicates you passing at the end of next year. Well, I had to smile at that because I have your chart in front of me, and that there's no way that you're going to pass next year because you have so much to do. In fact, you're almost just at the beginning. I know you might have been treading the path you're on for maybe some time, but in the grand scheme of things, you were right at the beginning. So I think that, focusing your energies on what you want to achieve is going to be a very good thing for you to do. Now, you've asked about your twin flame soulmate relationship. Now, this is very interesting because I get the most unusual feeling, because twin souls, obviously, you know what twin souls are, because the same soul that perhaps first came onto this planet or into being and then divided. And I think that in lifetimes, in future lifetimes, or past lifetimes, whatever you want to call them, I feel that they came together at some time. But for you, at this time, I feel as if your twin flame is elsewhere, and it's interesting, as if your twin flame soulmate does not exist on this earth anymore. But that doesn't mean to say there's no communication and no love between you, because there definitely is. That seems to be going stronger by the day. Something connected with your twin flame. I feel it's a man, and I feel that he's been on this earth and did a lot of good. I don't know whether you met him or whether, I'm sure you must have known anyway of his existence. And I feel that this is, it is so strange, because there's something happening in connection to him right now on this earth, but I'm not quite sure what. You see, what I'm sensing is he wanted to be something else while he was in body, and nobody understood him. And this was very, very difficult. But I am getting a very strong feeling. Dear me, I don't know whether to say it, but I'm getting a strong feeling that when he passed from this life, it was no accident, but it wasn't anything that he had done. It just feels as if he might have been murdered and covered up. Now, I can't prove this because I don't know who your twin flame is, but it feels as if he had a status anyway when he was on this earth, and it feels as if it's been in your lifetime. And I think that it's very important that you continue in some ways something that he wanted to do. Now, it's sort of not easy saying this without knowing exactly who it is, but I feel the person, if I'm right at all, was quite well known. And I hear music, I hear lovely words, I hear a lovely voice that's almost effeminate, and yet I get a very strong feeling of this person being male. And yet the soul inside was connecting with yours, which is feminine. And I'm not sure that he understood it at that time. But I don't think life was easy for him. And somehow when he reached out to you, it was a complete blessing. It's quite interesting when I'm sort of thinking about this, because this person will have had riches and will have appeared to have lost them, but actually I think he had a lot of pariahs on his back, and I think people became rich because of him and still do so. And he was so disillusioned with what he'd been born into, because I think he thought it was his chance to change the world, but somehow it didn't. It's almost like, the Jesus character in the Bible, where Jesus wanted to help people and wanted to make a difference, and for quite a long time did. And then suddenly everything turned against him. Well, I'm not sure of exactly what happened, but I'm hearing the word heartbreaking, and in the end it feels as if his heart gave out, because the part of his soul was ready to go, but he didn't make it go. I hope you don't think I'm talking nonsense, because this is sort of so difficult. But I feel that the relationship between you and this person is quite amazing, and it's almost as if his soul has joined forces with yours. And I do think that this person appears to other people. There are other people who want to carry on the good works that he did, who will carry his memory and do work in his name. But I'm hearing the word that something has to be vindicated. The truth needs to come out. But quite what the truth is, unless it's about the way he died, is I'm not sure. But it isn't just that, even if that's one of the things. It's about understanding what was happening. Now, you now have developed a better understanding of how your intuition works, and you may be subject to this sort of strangest dreams and things just entering your head. There is no mistake about this, because it does feel as if you need to revamp your present situation in order to go forward and do certain things and help certain people. I know that you have to be independent, and so you will have to be a bit more assertive, and find yourself really working in a leadership role. I know that might sound mad, but it's giving guidance, giving leadership to people who are looking. Now, it's sort of quite interesting because the area of relationships will be very significant. You will be making new friends, maybe over the globe, not just where you live. And because you really are a very nurturing person, you will find that your needs will be easily met because your twin flame will help you, and therefore relationships will be much more rewarding. You know, it does require quite a bit of doing on your part, but perhaps you need a willingness to trust and develop things that come to you, and these will serve you well in the future. I'm sure you meditate and clear your mind, and this is going to be very useful next year, especially so next year, when certain things will come to light. They will still be hidden this year, but they will come to light next year. And I do feel that there will be issues relating to the past to deal with, and your past and your twin flames. You are going to be encouraged to write a book about what you know. Listen to your intuition. Pay attention to your dreams, especially as the year turns. And I think that you are going to make a success of your future endeavours, because it has to be. I think your soulmate, your twin soul, is really pinning a lot of hopes on you being able to continue what he started. But he's saying that you will be taken seriously, because if you need proof, then you're going to get proof. But also, I think that the work you do can actually help prove that there is life beyond the physical body. Now, in the past, Deborah, you have been quite concerned with financial security, but since maybe just a few short years, it seemed as if that wasn't necessary anymore. Something you will be doing will actually bring you some good fortune between February and September of next year. And I don't know if you have a partner in this life at all, but it does look as if somebody in your life is sort of coming round, or sort of being much more demonstrative if they're already there. And you will feel very loved and very supported. And I think that this is so important, because your life's purpose is to spread the word and to help other people do good, and to help other people understand your twin soul. And because I feel that there was a lot of admiration, but a lot of ridicule as well. I'm feeling that there was some hurt over children, but quite what that was, I'm not sure. It feels as if it's more opinion than actual happenings, but I'm not 100% sure of this. Anyway, you seem to be taking some sort of leap of faith next year, and it's going to be very pleasing, and it does look as if you're going to connect with many people, and somehow you could be forming some sort of working group, not in a way where you just all sit round a table, but you might communicate via email, and you might all get together in one place at some time. But I do feel that the things that you will know and understand and discover that you can present to these people. And the support that you're going to get from them is absolutely amazing. I think, your values regarding the material world are going to be triggered in a different way. You are digging deep, and you are going to explore the hidden realms of what is underlying the world of appearance and the phenomenon of growth and of the media. It's really quite interesting because I'm getting a feeling that somebody is very guilty of something and they are holding back. In fact, there are two people. And I feel that your twin flame called for help, but I think was deliberately controlled in some way so that people would not take any notice. He's talking about a false Messiah. And this is somebody who pretended to be him. Would that make sense? And in order to try and gain money, because something happened, and so it was not allowed to go on. It couldn't go on possibly because of your twin flames passing. This again is showing in your chart where certain things you need to find out. You will be horrified by some of the things that you will uncover, and you will see that people were looking after their own interests, and you will find that there will be a lot of opportunities for you to learn more about the twin soul's life in this lifetime. It might seem a strange thing because, and you may say, I'm totally wrong in everything I'm saying now, but if your twin soul has passed into another density, it is a strange thing, but in a way that relationship will grow because there was unfinished business in this lifetime. And it's your purpose and direction to help complete it. And it's a big thing to be put upon your shoulders, but you will be given the right people to help. The people who will, be able to work with you and for you and exchange ideas. And it does feel as if this is going to be a most amazing time. He is saying that somehow you will be together. And although right now it is not tangible, it definitely will be in the future because you will sense him near you. You will almost become him, because I have a strange feeling that his soul is going to combine with yours in this physical body. Now, I hope that doesn't upset you or worry you or anything like that, but you're going to find yourself being extremely creative and, starting to do things that perhaps you never thought you could. But believe you me, this is why you two have come together in this life in this way, is to change the way people are with each other, the way they look after children, the way that we sort of destroy the world and how we should look after it. I feel as if your twin soul tried to do that, was crying out for things. And I do feel he had very few friends, real friends in this life, because people used him. One of his closest friends has passed over too. And he is saying that this person is free of the pain and the difficulties and is really enjoying being where they are. Because he says you still have a body when you go into another density. But he knows that when you get into a sixth density, there is no need for anything that is physical. But they are not in that. They're in the fifth density now. And it just feels as if the clarity of knowledge is really quite amazing. Now, he says he can look on the world, can use the universe to view what is going on. He could do that before he died, and he had many strange visions, and he used to write, he used to do something, and his words would have lots of meaning. But he seemed to have to do them write them in a way that the masses could understand. And still some of his words are not understood properly. Again, if you do write a book, if you haven't already done so, then I do feel that you can carry on what he at least started. And this is really a very important structure of your life. You know, I think that part of you would like to meet up with him in a way that you could see and sit and talk, but somehow it isn't quite the way it's meant to be at this time. And that's why I'm saying to you, his energy, his soul, is going to join with you to make it whole. And it's already doing so from beyond the veil. But you will find at some time in the not too distant future, maybe 2 or 3 years' time, you'll feel you have an unusual experience, and you'll know that you've become whole again. Because your life has been a bit unpredictable and sometimes quite difficult. You know, the sort of finding of your twin soul has been a marvellous thing for you. It's not a figment of your imagination, that's for sure. I mean, you just know. And the things that your twin soul, you know, I feel he was a man, and yet I see a very feminine side here. It's like, again, 2 people in one body at that stage when he was here. And I feel that he's going to feed you information. He's going to give you knowledge and understanding that is extremely deep. And this is why you're going to be writing. You might even compose, you might do whatever. You're going to write words anyway. And I think that you are going to be starting to fulfill your life's purpose and your satisfaction. You know, your life path number is a number 7. And this is one of the most spiritual of all the numbers. But it often says that it is quite a difficult path to take, because it feels as if there has to be so many things that happen before you can be truly who you are. And I think you need to be strategic in your actions. And although I think the coming year can be disconcerting at times and changeable, it should be a very productive year. You may need to handle people with tact and diplomacy and put some thought into how to go about getting what you want. But you will find it will be well worth it. I know that maybe you feel sometimes in order to understand what you need to understand, you may have to wear a mask to manipulate certain situation, and this could conflict with your integrity. But I don't think you'll have any other option. I do think the truth will come out eventually, and what you choose to do from now will be very significant regarding this. It's a very, very strange time. You know, it's interesting because you need to get the facts straight first. And it is going to be all about patience. You feel as if you've done as much as you can, but believe you me, you've only just scratched the surface. You will strike out in a new direction, and other people will catch up with you. I do think that you'll understand that the universe has plans for you. Your energy levels next year will be buzzing, and you will find a lot of healthy distractions to avoid feeling frustrated. I do think you need to keep level-headed and listen to what people tell you. And I think that way you will gather the facts that you need. The universe and your twin soul is asking you to adjust to a new way of thinking. But in a way, you're holding firm with what you believe. I do feel that the right time will come for you to get what you want. Meditation is good for you now because it calms your nerves. Something at this moment in time is making you quite angry or cross, and you don't like to feel that way. But it seems as if you're reading something or hearing something, and you're just looking and you're thinking, this is not the truth. Don't be pushed into making any decisions because you need to think things over. You know, you are the energy and the frequency of beauty and fantasy. You are deeply psychic, and I think that you will indulge your creativities by joining or starting up a like-minded group, and you will make a huge difference. And this group will have a huge following by the end of next year. There are very strange things at work at the moment, and I am hearing things from this person which is making him feel quite agitated where he is, because he's saying something about family. He's not happy with a member of his family, and I don't know whether that's children or brothers or sisters, but he's not happy, and he's feeling that something is being hidden because they want it to be hidden, because it suits them. But somebody is not being fair to children. And it's a strange thing too, because somebody is going to, in the family, is going to be writing a book. And it will be something that will really sell. But he is saying that the truth is not there. He wants you to tell the truth. And just because people belong to me in this three-dimensional world, it doesn't say they know me. And this is what I'm hearing over and over again. Why, Deborah, did you think that your chart might show that you would be passing next year? Is it because you want to? Or is it because you really do feel you will? But honestly, it doesn't feel to me as if you can do that, because you've got too much to do. And you're still a young person. You're only in your 40s. And I know you have had difficulties one way or another, but you must not give up, because this man is telling me he died quite young. And maybe when he died you felt as if part of you died, which of course it would be. But he wants you to live on so that he can come and join your soul and live again. Because once you are together, there can be no stopping you, and you will achieve an awful lot of things. He's telling me the name Michael or Michaela. He's saying you'll know who that is. And but he really dislikes somebody who has the initial G, and is really annoyed with them. So I don't know if you would know, possibly know, because I don't know whether you knew him in this life personally or just because of who he is. I don't know. But he's trying to tell you to listen to somebody. He's laughing. He's saying, it could be J or G, but it's definitely somebody who was close to him. And he said the lies are just pouring out. And, he says this person was rather bullying. A lot of people don't know that, but bullying. He's saying he was bullied. And that's why he wanted to be different. He wanted to change. He didn't like sort of the body he'd been given in this life, because it wasn't him. He actually really liked blonde hair. I don't know whether he had blonde hair or not, but he really liked blonde hair. I don't know whether you have blonde hair, but to him, blonde hair and fair skin was very angelic. And he felt very close to the angels before he left. And he says you'll understand that. But it was to him the sign of real beauty. And yet he wasn't surrounded with people who looked like that. He had dark-haired people around him. But, he says, with hindsight, if he had his time over again, he would do something very different. He would have let his hair down and actually not let people try and control him. He says, you don't realise that control is taking place. You think it's guidance, but it's control. And he said it's bullying by any other name. So it's strange. But he's telling me that something will come along and knock things off course in some ways. But because you are so connected with him, and as your consciousness grows, you will find that your connection with him grows, and so does the universe. He feels that you don't have enough joy in your life, that you really work hard in some ways to almost keep the memory alive of him. Do you? That's what he's saying. He's asking you to open up about your feelings, to let him know exactly what you want from him. He knows what he wants from you, but he says he needs to know what you need, because he's here for you. You can't hide anything in the universe. And he knows that you feel sad sometimes. and that you feel quite angry. But he knows that you're not angry for yourself, but he wants you to be happy. You're telling me you're a deeply passionate person, but you don't wear it on your heart on your sleeve. And maybe it's difficult for other people to tell exactly what you're feeling. But things will change, and it does feel as if life will become much more interesting, and you will be able to focus in a very different way. And you will be very pleased about it. But he is adamant that you need to write. And he is telling you that somebody is saying that there is somebody who will be quite inspirational to you, and somebody who will help you. Maybe if you're not content with writing books, maybe there's somebody who could be a ghostwriter for you. But whatever happens, it feels as if somebody's going to be in your life who will be very loving and very kind to you and help you achieve what you need to do. You will feel much more in charge of your destiny. I know you know that the world is a very lonely place, and in the past you've only had yourself to rely upon. But you'll see that you can move forward, and if anyone offers you help, you need to accept it. As next year progresses, you'll feel more in charge of your emotions and your happiness and well-being than you've actually been for a long time. I do feel that you will use next year to address any outstanding issues and pave your way forward with a bright optimism. And he will be delighted to actually see your very happy face. It looks to me, if I've got all your times and everything right for your birth date, and I know in America you put the month first and the date after, unlike us. So it looks as if your ascendant is in Libra, which shows that you do want harmony and balance in this life. And your moon is in Aries. And I feel that this is where you have the fire to do something and make some sort of impact on the world around you, which you will do. I think you already help other people, and I feel that, people admire you for what you do. You reach out and you touch people just when they need it, just at the right time. And I think that actually your understanding and your perception will actually make the truth transparent for you. You may come up against people who don't want to listen, but for the most part you'll come up with people who are supporting you. But as you are trying to find the truth behind a certain situation, you may come up against the devil himself. Now, when I say that, I mean somebody who could be obstructive, who could try to stop you, because you will know things that only this person could have known. And other people will be wondering how you could possibly know that. Especially those who have been guilty of betrayal of him. And believe you me, there are a number of them who betrayed him in this life, who took everything and squeezed him dry and betrayed him. And I feel that these people could see you as dangerous. Now, your friend is saying that there is a possibility that you might think about changing where you live. It seems to have been on your mind for a time, but possibly you haven't had the wherewithal to do this. But if that's what you want, he says he can manifest things to enable you to lay down secure financial foundations He's telling me if you write the book, then it can bring you income, which could help you be secure in order to shock the world, because you may well do that. It's a very interesting time. You are coming into a time where you do need your facts, and you do need to do something to sort out the injustice that has happened. Hopefully, there will be a very loving partner in your life, as your numbers indicate you should have. Whether they're there now or not, I don't know, but you won't walk the path alone, that's for sure. And you're looking at this person having been cheated out of life, cheated in life, cheated from youth, and manipulated for other people's own ends. And it's so sad. But, he has no remorse now, except that he was taken to his end without knowing. And if only he hadn't been quite as sensitive, he might have seen what was happening, because he believed what people were saying, and he shouldn't have, because he never had the right people around him, bar one or two who he could really, really trust. It's a time now, Deborah, where you can make up for all he lost. And your mate in this life, the person that you can get on with, will really sort of be coming to you and making themselves known in a much stronger way. I do feel that you might find yourself travelling, because money will not be an issue in the future. And if that's the case, then I feel that you will learn such a lot from many people of many in many places, because I think in some ways every culture may have been touched by something that your twin soul did, and is still doing in a very unusual way. You have the ability to make other people feel good. There have been times when you felt depressed yourself, and it's been only your inner strength that has kept you going, and your sense of purpose, even though at first it might have been a little bit muddled and you might have felt a little bit confused. But as you have started exploring and opening up, you have found like-minded people, and you will actually eventually all be working together. And it will be a feeling of great elation that you have vindicated something, which will be the most marvellous thing. And then you can enjoy your life. I don't see your life as being short, but I don't see you living to a ripe old age, like 80 or anything like that. But your twin flame will tell you when your time has come. And it won't be till you've achieved what you need to, and that's going to be quite a number of years yet, because it's going to be ongoing and rollerballing, actually. It's a very strange time, but a time when you will feel that it has been right, that everything that you have been doing has been right, because that will mean more than anything. And I feel that, it's been a very strange journey that you've had, but you have done a lot of soul searching, and you have a strong desire to really make your heart and your memories, put them in a better space, and you will really understand your present day feelings. Your soul searching will lead you towards self-improvement, and you are setting off on a new spiritual journey. And you don't know where you're going to end up, but it's going to be quite amazing. You're going to make a deliberate commitment to your creative, emotional and spiritual health. And I think that your work is going to really put you in line for a larger role than you've had before. I do think teamwork in some way will be helpful, and yet your team colleagues may be in different countries. But you'll find yourself being invited, and you will find yourself seeing people who are doing all sorts of creative things in order to do special work that your twin soul started. Angry feelings will go away, and your ability to start something is really going to be important. You certainly have a plan of action, and other people will encourage you, and you will work together towards a common goal. It feels as if, in some ways, there's going to be some sort of dedication to your twin soul. I'm not quite sure how or why. Maybe it's just with the written word, as I've said before. But it's a way of putting right what was wrong. And I think that, don't discount an original idea too quickly, because your ingenuity and intuition are sharp and perceptive. And I think that although some people might try to block your way, nothing will actually stop you. I feel happiness is coming, because this is something that your twin soul didn't have in the last years of his life. And so this has been very difficult for him. But he wants you to have it so he can enjoy it with you before he joins you completely. I do feel that you are here for a special person and a very special purpose. And although I don't know quite who it is, I've tried to explain what I feel the impact that this person had on the world, and would have had so much more if it hadn't been for the control and the manipulation of his physical self in this world. He can be a child again. He's free again, and he knows that he shares this with you. He wants you to continue the love he feels. As he looks at this small planet, he sees that we really have to live together and have peace and harmony on this world if we are to survive. Well, Deborah, this has been just about the strangest reading I've done. I feel as if I've gone elsewhere, and you might just say to me it's rubbish. I'm hoping you don't, but I've had to tell you what I've felt about your numbers and your birth dates and your purpose and everything else you've asked me for. You have a lot to do, and you are going to be very successful, because it is so important that you do so. And then you will join with your twin soul. But you are not going there. He is coming to be with you, to live the rest of your natural life here, because that will be his joy. Any questions, Deborah, just let me know. And I do hope that this may have shed some light on things for you and answered your questions. Take care, Deborah, because you're a very special and very unique person. You are giving your twin flame what he needs because you love him so much. Okay, I'll leave it at that and say thank you. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.